going on, everyone? Another episode of Catch Not Fish. Today, working on the boat and doing a little bit of upgrades and just trying to tweak everything. And today's episode, I'm going to show you the solution that I use for mounting the trolling motor that I'm putting on the boat for this season. So I used to have the iPilot, the Minn Kota Riptide, and it came with the quick disconnect feature. Now with inflation, with coronavirus, the prices of everything have gone sky high. Like I stated, I used to have the iPilot. I actually decided to sell it. There was various reasons why I was not too impressed with its main feature, the spotlight. So that's why I designed the boat where I can have the anchor mounted on the bow. I have this bow roller for the anchor in this anchor guide. And as you can see, I actually just purchased some new anchor line, 150 feet of anchor line. And the trolling motor that I'm going to be placing on the bow of the boat is the Minn Kota Edge. And it is actually the hand tiller. And to each their own. What works for me may not work for you. And pros to you may be a con to me. As I stated, I had the iPilot. The iPilot is the remote control trolling motor. It comes with the remote. All in all, I honestly did not like it. The way I fished, a good example with the spotlight. If you're fishing the jetties, using the spotlight, big, vast, open area, yeah, it may serve you well, but honestly, the reason why I'm not too impressed with it because it does not keep the boat stable. It'll keep you in the general location. So for example, my garage is 20 by 20 and 20 feet by 20 feet. And if you were in the center of the garage and you hit the spotlight, imagine the bow of your boat on a pivot, on a swivel. So imagine if you're facing this direction and you come to a location and you hit spotlight. Well, when you hit spotlight, that trolling motor is going to be using GPS to keep your boat in that position. But you got to take into account the body of water you're fishing as well. And the waters I fish are strong, tidal, heavy current rivers. So for example, if you're in the boat and you hit spotlight, this is the boat. And it gets to the point where, especially if you were trying to fish out the bottom of the boat, it's like, what's going on? Like, or if you're fishing in heavy current, you got your spotlight going on, and you're in the moment, you're catching fish, and then all of a sudden, the wifey said, "Is the boat moving?" Like, we're moving. And you look, and the remote says, "Motor not found." It loses the signal. And that's very dangerous because if you're in a position where you're relying on the spotlight, you got your motor off, and you're fishing in current, and all of a sudden you just start flowing with the current, that's when you go to the motor and you try to start, it won't freaking start. That'll be you start the motor 100 straight times. The one time it's an emergency, you run to the motor, try to start it, that's when it won't start. And that's very dangerous when the current pushing you towards a bridge pillar, or it's pushing you towards the rocks, or it's just, so that's why I'm more of a simple person, I like the anchor. I like being able to kind of position the boat how I want it. Let the anchor out. Hey, our last video that we made fishing in Fernandina's jetty, remember I stated there was a lot of boats, there was a lot of charters. I didn't see anybody using the iPilot. I saw maybe one boat that had the Minn Kota iPilot, because I know how they look. I can tell the difference. But they were not even using it. They were kind of drifting in the current. And all of the charters, all of the big boats, you know what they had? The bow roller. And I got this bad boy off of Amazon. I believe it was $28.99. So, like I said, I have my anchor here with my anchor chain with my 150-foot anchor rope. Have my cleat tied into the boat, so when I get to a location, I can position the boat how I want it, and I can drop out the anchor line and tie myself off. And remember, the rod holders that I installed at the back of the boat, they swivel. So even if the boat gets positioned in a direction in the current, I can always adjust the angle of the rod holders out the back of the boat. Now, keep in mind, yes, there will be swaying. So, for example, if you're in the bottom, if you're if you're anchored and the current is ripping, you can look for the boat to kind of be doing this motion. But that's why you use your motor rudder to kind of help work it against it to kind of compensate, and then you'll find that sweet spot. But that's why I love fishing. That's why I love catching fish. That's why I love this channel. Look how much I have said just based off of that. And the whole purpose of this video, I want to show you the mounting solution that I'm using for my new hand-controlled trolling motor that I'm using. And looking on Bass Pro Shops or Amazon, the quick disconnect mount for that trolling motor is like $110. And as I stated, I had the iPilot with the quick disconnect. I never used that feature. I never used it. It's just, so to each their own. If you want it, it's there. This is the mounting solution that I have found. So, you know what this is? This is a poly board. This is a chopping board from Walmart. It was 12 bucks. And what I did, I cut it in 3 pieces and stacked it. And then I'm going to put this piece of diamond plate just to provide a little bit more stability. And as you can see, this is the same solution I used to raise the bow roller, and all the hardware that I use will be stainless steel. Alright, so if you haven't checked out some of my previous videos, please do. I created a video on how to create a habitat to house fiddler crabs. And for example, yesterday, which was Monday night and Tuesday night, I worked the night shift. So when I got off this morning, there are locations I know to stop. And in less than 5 minutes, just by stopping, pulling over on the side of the road, and flipping rocks over, look at what I accumulated. Look at that bad boy. And I have a place to house them. So I accumulate the fiddler crabs over time, and when I get ready to go on a sheep's head adventure, I don't have to be at the mercy of the bait shops. Hey, do anybody know where fiddler crabs? And then when you go, you have to pay $30, $33, $34, $35 for fiddler crabs. And then keep in mind, you gotta make sure all the variables are right. You gotta make sure the tides are moving. You gotta make sure the temperature is right. So this way you can just house your own fiddler crabs. Okay, so got the trolling motor mounted and very pleased with the results. Like I stated, this piece of polyboard from Walmart was $12.99 versus the $100+ for the mount, the quick disconnect mount. And also you can unscrew this knob here, and the trolling motor shaft, the head, and the motor actually comes off if you wanted to disconnect it. So hope this quick video served you well. If you're looking for a solution on how to mount your trolling motor, to raise it, to get it the height it needs to get over the gunnels or get flush with the gunnels. As you can see, I have mine hanging over, and for example, my anchor sits here. So if I'm fishing, I know I'm going to be fishing on the bottom, or I want to anchor up, I just let the anchor out. And if I want to troll, then I can deploy my trolling motor with the hand tiller, so I don't have to worry about that a remote control and it losing communication or a dead battery, because the batteries die quick the more you go and use it. You always have to make sure you have a good battery or a spare battery, and so I'm very pleased. So the next video I'm gonna show you how I seal the trolling motor and replace such parts. So this is the trolling motor cover that slides on and off, and what holds this in place is these screws. But as you can see here, these are steel, and then it's just zinc plated. See, it looks silver, but see how it sticks. So for example, I know I'll probably replace these, so I just keep these with me, and I go to the hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, wherever, and I get replacements. Because for the most part, everything on a boat over time, slowly but surely, I replace with 3/16 stainless steel, because fishing brackish water, it will quickly show corrosion quickly. And like I said, that's why a lot of the screws that are steel are replaced. So, yeah. Somebody's been busy. So that's the mother in there guarding her fry. Can you see the fry in there? And that's why they call them fry, because you see how it looks like they're frying in a frying pan? See, that's the father, that's the male. And see, he's helped guarding the nest.
He blocking them.
He blocking doing that.
Oh, cool.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, get it right now. Like, see the fry in there? They're like, what's going on? And you have to be careful, because doing that, you'll make them nervous and they'll abort the egg. So they'll turn around and eat all of them. So you gotta be real careful. So I'm gonna turn the light off and leave them alone. Okay guys, you know the saying in life, there was like nothing is in this world is free. Well, obviously that's not true. Look, it says free large soft drink, no purchase required. But you want to know something that's funny? In my luck, I go to McDonald's to redeem my free large soft drink, and there's 100 cars in the drive-thru, and the lobby is closed because they said it's so short-staffed, and because of coronavirus, then we're not able to have the lobby open. And then I wait in line for 20-30 minutes for a free large drink. So I think they know that, so I go ahead and make another purchase to make it worth my while. So maybe it's like a marketing scheme. I don't know. What do you think? All right, everyone. Until next time, let's catch, not fish.